second period.
Well, I'm doing it right now, okay? You're just going to miss out on the first one, that's all.
Hello? Why'd you put -3?
Oh, because it is. No, it is. Oh, it's +3. My bad. You're right. +3 is equal to +3. You are correct. My bad. So, my solution check. Let's try it. Sometimes you're going to have to manipulate some things in order to make it work. Number 2, this is solving by eliminations. We've got 2x minus 4y is equal to 10. These are beautiful. They're set up really nicely. -2x plus 6y is equal to -4. We're going to combine them. So I'm going to get rid of my x's. 2x minus 2x is 0x, right, which is 0. +6 and a -4 is 2y is equal to 10. Take away 4 is 6. Divide by 2, and I get y is equal to 3. Okay. So then let's go and put this in. I've got 2x minus 4y is equal to 10. I'm going to sub my 3 in for y. I've got 2x minus 4 times 3 is equal to 10. Oops. And I get 2x minus 12 is equal to 10. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. And I get 2x is equal to 22. Divide by 2, and I get x is equal to 11. Do my check. 2x minus 4y is equal to 10. I've got 2 times 11 minus 4 times 3 is equal to 10. I get 22 minus 12 is equal to 10. And I get what? 10 is equal to 10. Check. Okay, I want you to do the next one. Under try it, A, and then I want you to check against my work. Then we'll go to some new adventures here. Pretty simple? Yeah, it's all pretty when it lines up really nicely. Of course, it's not going to be that easy. Not all the time, anyways. Give me a thumbs up so I know you're ready. Okay. All right, let's turn the page. Well, I'm turning that too. Number 3. We've got 6x minus 7y is equal to negative 4. And at this point, I've got negative 4x minus 7y is equal to 26. Oh, it's not just an easy fix, is it? Because I don't have the same numbers, so I can't eliminate my x's. And I have the same signs, which means I wouldn't be able to eliminate my y's, could I? So how can I manipulate this?
Wouldn't you just take a negative 1 on one of the equations?
So I could do that. So I'm going to multiply negative 1 times this one, and this one. And I'm going to do the top just so I can reline it up on the bottom. So that means I end up with negative 6x. Negative 1 times negative 7 gives me positive 7y is equal to a negative times a negative gives me a positive. Now I can eliminate one of my terms. Everybody cool with what I just did? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I can eliminate one of my terms. Trying to get this thing to focus in good. All right. So I've got a negative 4 and a negative 6, which gives me negative 10x. My y's are now eliminated, is equal to 26 plus 4, which is 30. I'm going to divide everything by negative 10, and I get x is equal to negative 3. Now I've got to go and plug it in, and I'm going to use my original, which was, you can't go back and use this one, okay? Because I manipulated it to be this. So now it's as if I have these two equations. And those are the only two that I can go back and substitute it in for, okay? I can't go back and substitute it up here because that's not what I used, all right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to use negative 4x minus 7y is equal to 26. I would suggest that you just use the one that you didn't change at all, okay? Then I'm going to have negative 4 times negative 3 minus 7y is equal to 26. I have positive 12 minus 7y is equal to 26. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. I've got negative 7y is equal to a positive 14. Divide by negative 7, and I get y is equal to negative 2. So I'm going to go check it. I'm going to use the same one up here. Negative 4x minus 7y is equal to 26. And I've got negative 4 times negative 3 minus 7 times negative 2 is equal to 26. I end up with positive 12 and a positive 14, which is equal to 26. And I end up with 26 is equal to 26. Therefore, solution is negative 3, negative 2. What do you think? Not too bad, is it? It's just a different way. And based on your equations, you will find that you'll say, oh, these are in y equals. I'm going to set them equal to each other. Oh, this one, or you will find you like substitution or you like elimination. And usually for these types of equations, you can do one or the other. Okay? But you will find which one you're the most comfortable with, and that's what you'll probably use. Now, they've got to be in y equals to do it where algebraically, where you set them equal to. So it's easier just to manipulate one of these and get rid of one of your variables or use substitution. Okay? So let's do the try it A. Okay, and I want you to try it, and you can check your work against mine. My suggestion is that if you manipulate the bottom one, you need to rewrite the top one underneath it, okay? If you manipulate the top one, then I would just go ahead and write that underneath the bottom one. But you've got to make sure that you're not trying to skip over and that kind of thing because you'll get turned around. So I'm going to manipulate the bottom one this time, and I'm just going to put a parentheses outside. That tells me that I have to multiply it by everything. You combine. Don't look at it as adding or subtracting. You are combining. Always look at terms as you are combining. So then you know you have a negative and you have a positive. You're just combining those. Does that make sense to you, Gracie? So it's not a deal with subtraction or addition. It's you are combining, and when you have a negative number and a positive number, you're combining unlike signs. And then you follow your rules. So, of course, we wished everything was this easy, right? It's still pretty easy because you're just using -1 to manipulate. You still have the same numerical value in front of your variable. So negative 1 works really nicely, keeps everything kind of straight and neat, but then something happens. Because, we can't just make it like this. This would be just way too easy, wouldn't it? Because this is not real life. It doesn't always work out this pretty. Okay, we got to have a little chaos in our life, right, Natalie? We got to have a little chaos in our life. So, let's go to number 5. Everybody ready to move on? Okay, number 5. We're going to add a little chaos to our lives. We've got 2x plus 5y is equal to negative 1. And we have x plus 2y is equal to 0. So that's a 1x, right? I'm going to stick it in there. All right. What would be the easiest solution to get one of these to be able to eliminate one of the variables? Anybody have any ideas about that?
You times just the x, the bottom one. You times it times everything by 2, negative 2.
-2. That would be the easiest because you have a 1x, okay? You could, if you were adventuresome, and that's what's going to happen tomorrow, you could multiply the top one by 2 and the bottom one by -5, right? And you would eliminate your y's. Do you see that? But remember, as long as you do that multiplication to each term in the equation, you do not change the equality of the equation. All right? So you can do anything as long as you're doing it to every term. All right? I guess we never pulled down the screen today because that's why it's so blasting that brightness at us and that big old glare hole there. So I'm going to go with what you had to say, and I think that it would be easiest to multiply by -2 also. So I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to multiply everything by -2. And you can write -2 next to each term, or you can just do it this way. If you remember, you've got to multiply every term by -2. It doesn't matter to me. So -2 times 2x is -2x. -2 times 2y is -4y. -2 times 0 is still 0. Okay? Then I'm going to bring my other one down. I got 2x plus 5y is equal to -1. Now I'm ready to combine them. -2x and positive 2x gives me 0x. -4y and positive 5y gives me 1y is equal to 0, and -1 gives me -1. Okay, I'm going to go back up here to 2x plus 5y is equal to -1. And I'm going to say, okay, 2x plus 5 times -1 is equal to -1. 2x minus 5 is equal to -1. Plus 5 plus 5. And I've got 2x is equal to 4. Divide by 2. And I get x is equal to 2. So let's test it. I've got 2x plus 5y is equal to -1. X is 2. 2 times 2 plus 5 times -1 is equal to -1. Is there somebody at the door?
Yes.
Who locks it? Uh-uh. Thank you, Emily. So 2 times 2 is what? 4 plus 5. Ooh, I don't want a plus sign there. Minus 5 is equal to -1, and -1 is equal to -1. So my solution is 2, -1. Okay? All right, I want you to try number 6. Actually, let's try let's not do number 6 because that's a -1 situation. Let's try A. Okay, you try A and check your work against my work. Okay? So you have 2 choices here. What are your choices? If you want to manipulate X and get rid of it, what are you going to have to multiply by? -2. If you want to get rid of Y, what do you want to do? Multiply by what? +9. Either way works. Okay? So make your choice and live with it. In other words, if you want to get rid of the X's, you multiply everything by -2 on the second equation. What?
Oh, it's because -2.
Because -2 times 4 is going to give you -8, and your X's are going to eliminate. Okay? You have to come up with this number. Just like we came up with it over here. Alright? If I want to get rid of the 9, then I have to multiply this times +9, don't I? Okay? So then I'd have to multiply this by +9 and this by +9. And I'd have a -9 and a +9. Do you see that? Why? So you have 2 options. You want to get rid of your X's, you multiply everything by -2. You want to get rid of your Y's, you multiply everything by 9. Your choice. I think it's easier to keep my number small, so I probably would opt to multiply by -2. What? Miss Cloudy has it. Everybody okay? Everybody got it? Most of you get it? Put a thumbs up if you got it. Okay. Alright.
That's always.
That's kind of sideways. Okay? Alright. The ones that you have today for homework.